Welcome to another episode on my Arduino Yun, running embedded Linux with quite a lot of electronics with fischertechnik motors and power controller right here and a lens lamp. Last time I found why this LED did not work, and that turned out to be a matter of course, pulse modulation, since pulse modulation is what the outputs of the Arduino give, but the culprit turned out to be that the maximum value of the output to which this LED is connected is not 8 bits, but is not 10 bits, but 8 bits, and 2 to the power 8 is 256. So I had to change the code to have a maximum output of 256. 256, and that made the LED work, although not quite as I like, because I have programmed 3 or 4 different values with a maximum of 256. But anyway, let me give some input through the terminal. And now you see that it works, the LED works. Then as a result this motor stops. So bringing this back, the motor starts working, and then the LED goes off. So seeking the balance in this way, everything works. Now the question is, this LED, you can't see it properly, but it really is there, right here, is not working, while when I put a probe to it and I take a look at the oscilloscope and mind the bottom line, dark blue, there's voltage on it. So the question is, why doesn't that LED burn? Well, actually an answer maybe, but and I tested it on this power controller, which is working right now. This power controller gives a constant 9 volts with variable pulse modulation. This, however, is a constant 5 volts. So my reasoning is now that when I put this, for example, in this line, which is pulse modulated, it might work. And then I'm just talking about the LED, of course, not about any heat that is being dissipated by the NTC thermistor, which is right here. Now that may result in the removal of the NTC, since this is a similar construction, although including a transistor circuit, but theoretically it should work both, and tests have shown that this doesn't really work nicely. So what I'm to do is first move this line, this wire, to such a position that the LED starts burning. So that's up next. So the question is how to modify the circuit, and let's first move this fan out of the way somehow, also disconnecting it. No harm should be done. Disconnecting this for now. And now the point is that I want to move this one here, and well, this is quite flexible, so I move this one accordingly. So first thing to do is move it a bit closer. Alright, now it gets its power from this green line, and then this one out. That is not entirely the idea, and put this one right here. Oops. So now it is now the LED is connected to this pulse modulation. Question is, does it work? Well, the only way to find out is do it. That is probe B for what it is now. Does it work? No, it does not. Which is a surprise, by the way, because the motor is running and now this motor gets its signal from the same green line, and yet nothing happens. Alright, time for a little more investigation. I am going to get the NTC out of the way and connect the LED to ground, the blue line. So motor out of the way again, then carefully removing this NTC for now. Yeah, well, it is a rather long jump wire, but better than nothing. Lo and behold, connecting to ground has an immediate effect. So that proves that the construction with the NTC will not work. Simply will not work. Or I have to redesign the whole circuit. So what to do with this? Would it matter if I connect it all to ground? Well, ground is 0, and then the NTC would certainly get no power at all. So what to do? Well, the idea was to have two NTCs with a different circuit, but I'll let it go and find some other circuit purpose. I may change my mind, of course, but for now. Oh, that also means that this wire goes void, and I don't like that. So what to do? Because this is input, this is output. Well, not really output. This is output from the system, and this is input to the system. So that's a nice question, what to do. Not quite sure yet.
So the circuit, which is this one, does not work. Another way to possibly construct this is have the power straight here, straight to the NTC, and then have this one inversed and lead to ground. Will this work? I don't know. But so far this certainly doesn't work. So let me first disconnect this one, and more appropriately something like this. Then I have this oriented here somehow. Yeah, well, let this line be for now. Then I should change this somehow, and I think the best way is to just select this. Let me remove this and remove this one. And then have it turned around. Alright. And this one right here. Oh, then this one may go here. Alright. And then I need to connect it all to ground, which is not working for this one. And by the way, this still needs to be connected to the power. So I need this one to go here. So this works, but now I still need a connection here. So I'll make this longer and like this. Yeah. So this way it should work. Does it work? Only test to tell. Well, this is most likely considering the information that I found on the net. I'm not fully convinced yet. This is just plain voltage. This is not pulse modulation. On the other hand, just putting an LED to power just works. But it would be nicer if it has pulse modulation, although burning is burning, so whatever. Anyway, this clearly has to be connected to not to just an input, but to ground. And is that all? Well, I will have to I'll have to rebuild it, of course, again, get the last wire that I rerouted to the pulse modulation back to power. But I may try both, who knows. Anyway, time to try things.
Well, redesign is nice, but let's execute things. That means that this one goes back, and this one is going to be replaced, inverted actually. Then this one needs to be connected to ground, right here. This part works. Then this one that's connected right. No, this one needs to be connected somehow here, because they will get the same power which will connect here. So with this wire I have to connect it to power. Will that work or won't it? Better take pliers. A little bit more control. See? That's one thing. Does this work? Well, it needs to heat up. And that should go the same way as this one. I know now there is power over it. So right now, as designed and shown in the electronics development application, power over resistor through LED to ground, power over NTC right here. And with lens lamp, like the original fischertechnik demonstration, lens lamp NTC measuring of value and then cooling with the propeller. Well, that was the original idea. Anyway, let's see what happens. So, by the way, let's also reconnect the probe. That probe will go where? Here. No, because this is 5 volts guaranteed. I want to connect it here. Which is, by the way, the lowest line is also 5 volts. Full 5 volts over it. And that is on this side. So what I now have to do is putting the fan straight on it. Oops. Let me put the fan straight on it. Does it have any effect? It is blowing. I said it's blowing. Yep. but right now there's no effect on it. So let me put the lamp to full to have really strong glow. What do I notice? Nothing really. Nothing to be shown on the oscilloscope anyway. So maybe I should give some input to the system and then check on the screen output.
Time to check if things actually work the way they should. The NTC probe is here. This is the line. 5 volts. So how do we check that actually? Let me remove this one for now. And well, I will have to lower this one. And get it as close as possible. Ooh, that's going over it. Very low. I'm making sure that it actually heats up the NTC. Will this work? Now I don't need to give input to use the lamp, because the lamp is controlled by this power controller by pulse modulation, 9 volts. But does it have any influence when I use this lamp? I can't really see it, so I have to use, yes, actually what do I have to use? NTC value is 1004 now. So let me remove the lamp. What will now be the value of it, the same, and with a propeller next to it. Not much. Well, it changes to 13. Okay. So not really. Changes too much between 14 and 13, so is that really it? Alright, let's put the potmeter at, oh, the potmeter is already at full. Why isn't the potmeter at a constant value? 1010, 1011, 1010 again. Once again. Should I use a higher value? Alright, I turn up the value. Do I see something? I don't see any change at all. So what does this make? A failure, success, or neutral? To be honest, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, well, I don't have to worry about being analog or digital, because this number says this enough, it is analog. So is the NTC really really working? Oh, I think so. But now with the redesign of the circuit, I know at least that this is working, there is voltage over it. Is it pulse modulation? Nah, no, not at all. Can I use pulse modulation? Well, when I put this wire right here, I certainly have pulse modulation over here, not over here though. So when I rewire this to here, I will have. Will it matter? Not a clue. So I'll have to think it over again. Well, last part for this episode. So what's next? Actually, everything's been connected, reconnected. Better lighting. This LED works after quite a change in circuitry, as shown right here. A little bit messy, but can happen at times. So the only thing that I did is now on this side. Apart from that, pot meters work. When I do this, it's either the end of the right hand side propeller or the LED, and searching for a balance. Now they both work. Then this one, it works, and that works. Now trying once again these buttons, and that would be very nice if it actually keeps working. So the intention is to press this button and that the propeller momentarily stops. Well, that doesn't work yet, or not anymore anyway. Now this is that's weird. That should work. Alright, now it works, and that should work for the right hand side propeller, which doesn't work either. It should send a 0 signal to the pulse modulation, making the motor stop, but apparently something is wrong with that. This part of the circuit is out of order. It was for the lamp, but apparently 9 volts and pulse modulation go together for this lamp. So I can just as well either remove the whole wire and set up, or come up with some new application. that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Give thumbs up, leave a comment if you like. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like, leave a comment. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. More information at the start of this video or under this video from my website. More information on my website. And this is going to be continued, obviously. More things to find out and to discover and to improve. Bye bye.